Welcome everyone, one and all, to my reaction to Season 1, Episode 6 of Bridgerton Swish. So, last time obviously we ended on a very spicy moment between Simon and Daphne, which seems like they had a lovely night together. But one interesting thing that was brought up last episode was that Daphne is under the impression that this is a physical thing. It's a physical inability to have children for Simon. I think once she finds out that it's more so a mental thing, it's more so that he doesn't want them, I think that's going to cause some big issues, because I think in her mind it's a very big difference thinking that he physically can't do it and it's just a pure done, plain and simple no. I think it's going to be a big difference in her mind when she finds out that she could potentially have everything she's ever dreamed of. He could give her everything she's ever dreamed of, but he's choosing not to. Even though, don't get me wrong, I think that he has every right to say no and everything, but in her mind, I think she's going to take big issue with that. So we shall see what happens when that comes out. In terms of other parts of the episode, I mean, last episode we got quite a bit of... Actually, to be fair, these past couple of episodes, we've been getting quite a lot of storylines for a multitude of characters. We've been exploring everyone, which has been really nice to see. I like when we have more of like an ensemble cast than like a main two people that we're following, you know. So fingers crossed we do get some more of those storylines, because they have been really intriguing to follow. I mean, the stuff with Penelope trying to get Colin, but then equally not trying to, being very subtle, but trying to get Marina away from him. We've got Eloise trying to figure out where she belongs in this world. We've got Benedict with oh, that was one thing though, someone put in my Patreon comments, which thank you very much. Apparently the wife of the painter that we met last episode, when I said, oh, like, does she know what goes on here? Like, does she know that this guy is like sleeping with men, like having these big parties? Apparently she was the one that Benedict himself was getting with in the stairwell. So she's definitely aware. So yeah, stuff like that. I really want to explore all of these characters, including Daphne and Simon, of course, but I just like that we're getting all of these side storylines as well, you know. Makes the world a lot more richer. But yes, with that said though, fucking loving the season. Can't wait to see where we go from here. So with that said, let's jump back in to the world of Bridgerton. I'd love to go in a horse and carriage one day, but I think it'll be extremely bumpy.
Talking of the honeymoon.
Where are they for the honeymoon? It might have been mentioned, but I might have missed it.
I'm sure it will be most diverting, Mrs. Coulson, but I'm afraid it will have to wait. I have plans of my own for my new bride.
Oh. What are those plans?
You truly believe we are to have separate rooms? I should think not.
Stop, she'll see.
Also, I'm assuming that Clyvedon is the like ancestral home of the Duke of Hastings then. But Jesus Christ, what a home that was. Oh my god. Like, it's one thing seeing a mansion and everything, seeing something that grand, that big, that like the architecture of the building itself, the way it was made, fucking fantastic.
Things you should be learning yourself to prepare for your debut.
Making simpering conversation and pretending not to wince every time a man treads on my toes during a waltz. The Queen herself has charged me with discovering Miss Adele's identity, and you would not have me because Her Majesty march.
Her mum's like, wait, what?
I have happy news to impart. I have asked Miss Marina Thompson to be my wife, and she has accepted.
Oh, wow.
People are looking, dear. Congratulate the happy couple.
She's like, I didn't have a fucking clue, but we are not going to let them know.
Thinking you would probably respond like this, and how little I would care to hear.
Do you think this is a joke?
I'm a gentleman.
Then why ever would you...
Why does anyone marry, brother? Love, of course.
Look,
But we know that that love isn't there. So, like, what is his reasoning?
You insult me, and you insult my intended. It is not my fault, nor Marina's, that you cannot fathom true attachment.
Oh, don't go there. That's really rude. Oh.
But I would very much prefer to have your blessing.
then I'm afraid I must disappoint you.
You have, in more ways than one.
Wow. Oh my god. Well, that was more explosive than I was expecting. Jesus Christ. All right.
Should they have told us what it was truly like? However, would we get anything else done at all?
Ready, Duchess, and all this.
Forward to exploring that
My god,
particular-
I love how there was like nothing here. Well, obviously we had the little talk that they had when he told her about what she could do with her fingers. But other than that, because they've had so many like issues, it's been very much like they've been keeping their distance. They've hardly even been talking, let alone talking like this. So to suddenly have them like be fully on each other, it's like, damn, okay, go for it.
My younger sister Hyacinth is something of a student of history.
Very well, Your Grace. Here we are.
Morning.
Ooh, you gotta be careful. Speaking like that, Daphne, let this lady tell you everything. It's her pride and joy. It's what she wants to do. If you're interrupted telling her you already know it all, she...
There is much to be done now that the Duke and yourself are in residence.
Oh, well, even more reason to allow them some respite then.
Oh, that's actually really sweet.
She was beautiful.
Thoughtful, too.
Wow.
Most proper. Perfect Duchess.
Oh, wow. There's no need to look her up and down like that, you little bitch. Damn.
Is the nursery?
It's lovely. Should we move on? I'm certain there is much left to see.
I do feel bad for her, like, coming from the family that she did, like, it does suck. Especially when with the mother she has and everything. I'm sure she would be a fantastic mother.
In your pardon, your grace, the late Duke preferred a formal table. But if you...
No. No, never mind.
We do not speak of the late Duke. Oh my god, why are you two so far apart? I know that's like the formal thing, but Jesus Christ.
You're so far away.
Yeah.
Well, that is easily remedied. It's no trouble, truly.
I know that she comes from like a less established background. Like, yeah, they had servants and everything, but I'm pretty sure they had very few, and their house compared to this was very small. And so it is interesting to see the differences between her upbringing when it comes to actually being a duchess. But it is equally sweet how she doesn't expect them to be just their job. She treats them as human beings. And I think that you could see it with her lady servant, like the way that she treated her. It's like more of a best friend vibe than an actual like servant who has a job who I don't see as anything but that job. So it is actually really nice to see this side of Daphne. You can tell she actually does care about people. The housekeeper's going to be judging so hard.
I thought perhaps
I know she's like mean and rude, but I love her.
you must have fond memories. Or sentimental attachments.
I forgot she knows nothing of his past.
Go upstairs.
I have a better idea.
Where are we going?
Out!
God, the way he just threw that on the floor, I need to know how expensive that is. Oh, I didn't even realize the song. You know they're good when they say, tell me what you want. I do have to say, I had a thought that is escaping me, which is annoying. Oh, I was gonna say, I wonder if there's some like, not animosity is the wrong word, but I can't think of the correct one right now. It's annoying me, but I wonder if there's a sense of uncomfortability with the staff towards Simon as well, because obviously he didn't grow up in this house. He was sent away, and it took Lady Danbury actually putting interest and time and effort into him to get him to a good place after his father was an absolute piece of shit. So I do wonder whether there is a like sense of uncomfortability in the staff towards Simon because they don't really know him that well either. But then equally, we saw the house. What was her name? Housemaid? Oh, I can't remember the name. Oh, that's so annoying. We saw the main lady looking at the portrait of the Duchess with like such pride and joy in her eyes. But we know that she was obviously lovely, but the Duke was an absolute arsehole. So I wonder if they equally had that opinion of the Duke, so it would be the opposite with Simon. Maybe they would see Simon as like a breath of fresh air, but it doesn't seem that way. It does seem like they're all a little bit uncomfortable with how these two are going about their daily lives, which, oof, we will see how that all develops. But yeah, it keeps escaping me because of how like close and intimate they're being, that she knows nothing about Simon's past. Like, that's really throwing me off. Hopefully that does get revealed. Hopefully they do talk about that, but in talking about that, it probably will get revealed that he can physically have children, and that could then be an explosive argument, but we'll see.
Does that hurt? Oh, I knew.
Aww. Oh, she has no idea.
Absolutely wonderful.
You seem to make these, like, loud noises right at the end. Like, is it painful? I forget how little she knows. Is he... Oh, in the library? Oh my god. In front of my salad? I was about to say that would be me as a staff member, but I don't think it would. I wouldn't really care about the moaning. I'd care about the gossip. Like, if I heard them, like, spilling some tea, I'd be on that door like... Jesus Christ. Hurry up, Simon. Oh, she did come with her. That would be nice to take a, like, sense of home with you as well, you know?
I believed his physical inability to have children would
preclude him from causing such difficult entanglements.
Interesting. It's nice how they do truly feel like best friends, you know? That's when you know you got a job for life.
I knew you were flirting with her, but you flirt with plenty of young ladies. You always have, never in earnest.
Until now.
It is all happening so quickly.
Yeah, it is suspicious.
I was not prepared to let another of you fly the nest so soon.
Have a fear, Mother.
Aww.
You will still have your hands full, especially with Eloise. Good luck with that one.
I was about to say good luck. It's going to be your hardest season of your life.
I'm sure all of our fortunes are about to change.
Especially Colin's.
Oh!
You have been a true friend since I arrived here, and I rely on your continued friendship and sympathy.
By continued silence, you mean?
Oh, shit, girly.
I would never bring scandal on you or our family, if that is what you ask, but I cannot condone your actions.
It's understandable. Penelope's reaction is understandable. Not only do you have the jealousy side and the side of you've taken the one that I was looking at, but also the fact that because she does care for Colin, because she does have these feelings towards him, watching, oh my God, what's her name? Marina. Oh my God, I don't want to admit how long that took me to get that name back in my head. Yeah, it's the fact that Marina is equally taking advantage of someone that she cares about. That is also causing these feelings of being angry and annoyed at her. It's a hard one because it's like Marina doesn't really have any other choice. Like, this is the only guy where there's been like this interest, and she's on a ticking time clock because of this society. So I can't really blame her, but equally I can't blame Penelope for her feelings either, because like morally I understand Penelope's side completely, but then morally I understand that Marina's been put in such a fucking shit situation because of this society that what can she do?
It really will make the most beautiful baby.
He is not the father. You dunderhead.
I was about to say, are you stupid?
It's lovely to see you, Lady Bridgerton.
You must call me Violet now. I insist.
Oh, is this not just delightful?
Yes, it certainly is something.
It's something, you know, it's a thing.
I'm afraid that is not possible. You might find another tailoress more to your liking across town.
That reminds me, you have such a unique accent, and yet I've never asked where in France you're from. Ma mère était française, vous savez.
Pop the
I believe
fuck
Madame
off.
Delacroix will be somewhat more amenable to our requests now, Lady Featherington.
Très bon.
Oh, Marina. That was literally like a fucking mic drop moment. Wow. I loved that. So I'm sorry, I'm going to go back and watch that again. That was just like, that was pure. I love a bad bitch moment.
And what is the prize for the winner?
Why, slaughter, of course.
Wait, what? Oh, like you win the meat?
That all 3 pigs have tied. I hereby decree every pig such a winner that none should be slaughtered.
But I think the entertainment, unfortunately, comes from the slaughtering.
It is a good thing indeed that we are back at Clyvedon. I'm sure we can find a solution to these difficulties. And I thank you for bringing them to our attention.
Good job. Was that a good job, though? Because Simon had a face on him.
Why, you have a strong set of lungs. They shall hear you all the way in London, if not all the way to France.
Oh, no need. Bless you.
Well, it was lovely to make your acquaintance.
Oh, God, it does hurt. It even hurts my heart seeing that and just being like, oof. Could it change Simon's opinion if he sees this motherly side of Daphne a bit more? I guess we'll see.
I hope it did not pain you too much to see me with those children.
Oh, that's even worse. She's concerned about his feelings because she thinks that it's something that he would want as well but can't have. Christ. Oh, this is so complicated. I genuinely think it's going to crush her when she finds out. I think she's going to be very upset.
When I'm actually in the presence of children, I forget all about my own concerns. They are the easiest company in the world.
Aww.
It thrills me that you are satisfied with our married life as it is.
I have all that I want just here.
How did I earn such luck?
That luck's not going to stay when the truth is finally revealed. Oh, Penelope.
Deceiving Colin is one thing, but being at close quarters with his mother, that is quite another. Plus, she knows when she's being managed.
Yeah. Even if she doesn't realize, the second that she starts noticing that Marina is further along than she should be, she's going to be like, wait a minute. What's going on?
Have I told you Miss Thompson is very accomplished at needlework? You have not seen my sister Daphne's embroidery. In all honesty, it is like a battlefield.
A battlefield is crazy.
Oh dear, what can the matter be? Oh, what can the matter
I love how I'd never heard them sing, and I knew it would be bad.
Colin, might I have a word?
Oh. Penny. Penelope, careful.
Her heart belongs to another. He's a first son, a soldier. I'm sorry, Colin, but I have seen their love letters. I felt you should know before it was too late.
So she didn't reveal the pregnancy.
You think that I would care if she had fond feelings for another before we met? It would be rather rich of me, considering I've flirted with half the girls in London at one point.
Fair.
Do not fret. I know my mind and Marina's. We understand each other.
To be fair, in this world and everything, marriage is much more of like a solidifying pact that like has broad meaning for the rest of your lives. Like, you are married, there's no divorce, like boom, you're together. So it makes sense that he sees their relationship as more of like a final thing, and it will be like far greater than any love letter that she had before, you know? Like, it makes complete and total sense.
Mother's asking for you.
They cast Penelope and her mum really well, I will say. Like, I could see her mother in her face then.
Even your mother is just being polite.
That is not true. Marina.
Is this like an act to try and speed up the marriage?
It is all I want in all the world. I wish we could be married this very minute.
Yeah, okay. Sneaky little plan, but okay.
What if I told you there was a way? Gretna Green. We could be married within a matter of days. We just have to make it to the border. Anthony would be...
Bless your little heart.
I love you.
Allow me a day. I shall arrange everything.
Why do I feel like this plan might go through until Penelope comes along and might actually reveal the pregnancy? I feel like we're getting very close to oh my god. I feel like we're getting very close to Penelope breaking and just saying it all.
Here you are.
Ah, good morning, dearest.
Oh, good morning, dearest. That's so cute.
Well, is that not the steward's job?
They are my tenants, my people. The responsibility is mine.
Oh, that was a lot.
Please excuse me.
Yeah.
I've been staring at these figures all morning.
Yeah, let's redirect that, but I understand.
You know, I mean to visit some of your tenants. I might deliver some gift baskets and...
Bless. I feel bad for her, but equally it's like he is trying to help people and sort it all out. Like, it's understandable.
We have it all in hand.
Do you intend to collect honey from the hives in person as well? If
Here
you
we go.
simply tell me of your wants and needs, I will ensure everything is in order.
I see it as more of a like a kind gesture, a nice thing that she's not like using these servants and everything because of my background. I think with their background, I think it's a disrespectful thing. I think the maid sees it as a like, do you not think of myself as competent enough to do this? Do you not think that I will do it as good as you? You know, like, I feel like it feels disrespectful in her eyes, which it's a hard one, because if someone does have those ingrained beliefs, but you truly do not mind and you want to do it yourself and you enjoy doing it yourself, then you're not really going to find common ground on that. So this might be a negative relationship going forward. I don't know if these two are ever going to see eye to eye, but it might just be a time thing. It might be a thing of like this maid getting used to the way Daphne does things, but yeah. It feels really awkward.
She despises me.
She despises everybody. Do not give it another thought.
Basket from Clyvedon? Then we are determined to walk with you.
Oh, no,
I insist.
Aww. At least they have an in with this lady to understand everything.
It was the pigs.
Okay.
You said that all 3 pigs won.
At the fair.
They've been working to try and be the one to win.
Tradition that the winner is allowed to supply pork to Clyvedon for the next year. No farmer won the contract.
Ah.
I had no idea.
How could you have, your grace?
This lady's so sweet, my little heart. What do you do to correct that, though? Because, like, if you say that one of them won, the other two's still going to be pissed off, you know?
I'm simply setting up work in the East Wing.
Is there something wrong with the study?
Careful! You'll have to excuse me.
Simon, communicate.
Mrs. Coulson, do you have a moment?
No.
I fear the Duke might not be entirely at ease here at Clyvedon.
No, I quite understand.
You do?
Yes, because she knows the history.
After the death of my late mistress, the Duke lived almost exclusively in London.
Do you mean to say that Simon grew up here on his own?
Oh, I misunderstood. I was thinking it was the other way round. I thought Dad lived here, sent Simon to London to some, like, institution, left him, like, just go about your own devices. I didn't think that, like, he just left him in the home. That makes more sense, though, because he would have had to pay for London and everything, whereas if he had just left Simon here,
it would like he would just left him here. It wouldn't have been a big deal. That makes a lot more sense then. Okay.
Must have loved his wife very much to have struggled so after her death.
Oh.
Was it not a happy marriage then?
It was strained.
The Duke was a cunt.
Just as she was finally blessed with Master Simon, we lost her.
God, Daphne's getting the full rundown. Honestly, though, when you've got staff that have been here for years, you need to be friendly with them because you will get all of the tea.
Sorry, Mama, I'm not feeling well.
Penelope.
May you come along to Coffin's?
What are you doing? Where are you not coming? I will say, depending on how this goes, if Penelope is the one to reveal it to Colin, I don't know how I'm going to feel. Because I would understand from a point of caring about this person and wanting them to know the truth. Because he is being taken advantage of. Like, it sucks the position Marina's in. But when you look at the facts, he's being taken advantage of. He is being led down a route that he doesn't know is there. You know, he has no idea of any of the facts. So I would understand telling him and everything. But the betrayal of Marina is equally bad. It's like there is no real winning in this situation. Like, if she doesn't tell Colin, that's equally as bad as if she does. There's nothing you can do. There's no right or wrong here. It's just see how the fucking cookies crumble. Oh, is she gonna see it was a fake?
So they are not the same. The slant of the lettering, it is all wrong.
Penelope, I'm tired. I have
This one.
Oh, this is gonna be really interesting to see what Marina does with this.
Even if you are correct.
I am correct. You cannot deny.
Even if it is true, George has still not replied to my letters.
She's still in the shit.
I was a fool.
Wow.
It changes nothing.
I'm not surprised. She's on a time crunch.
That day will come. He is not simple.
What I will do is live safe in the knowledge that my husband is a good and kind man.
And we're married. He's
never
trapped. You know, like, what?
But what of him? What of Colin?
You love him.
Penny drops. Oh, shit.
If I am to be the executioner of this childish infatuation, then so be it. Your love is an unrequited fantasy and regards you no differently than he does Eloise.
There are so many different ways that you could have worded that and you could have done that would have been better. No, ill. Oh, nah, absolutely not. That's made me feel really uncomfortable. I don't know if it's just me. It's just the way the Marina went about that feels very, like sitting on a high horse. Like, I know more of Colin and the world than you. Like, fuck off.
I must make these difficult choices for myself and for my child, even if they hurt your feelings.
Well, unfortunately, Marina, Penelope has information that she might just go and share with one Mr. Colin. So we'll see.
People rely on me to make a living, to feed their families.
It's nice to see how much he cares, you know?
Why did you?
Business in London,
I am serious.
as am I.
Simon.
Daphne.
Communicate, Simon. Come on, talk to her. But it is a new relationship, and he does deserve time to talk about these things, but we'll see. Maybe she'll be able to get through to him. I do forget how quickly it can happen with straight people. That is not the world I live. Is she going to get suspicious about the pull-out every time? I think she is.
What is wrong? You should have run for me. I need you to tell me something, Rose.
How do you have a child?
No embarrassment. Explain it to me. Precisely.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, I hate this. I love it as a storyline, but I hate it. Oh, Christ. It's completely understandable why she would be upset. Like, she has been led to believe that this is a physical thing. He physically can't have kids and everything. To actually find out that he is, like, purposely not told you and purposely not explained that he just doesn't want kids, it is completely different. It's completely different when it comes to intentions and, like, what is possible. And it will feel like a betrayal in her eyes. So we'll see how this goes. Where's she gone off to? Oh, Daphne.
You may return to the house.
I'd say I'm being distracted by the fact that it's the English countryside with rain. That is, like, quite literally my favorite thing in the world. If I could go there right now, I fucking would. It's like my happy place. I wonder what she's thinking looking at his mother.
Are you ready for bed, my dear?
I believe I am.
Is she sleeping in a different room? I'm surprised that Daphne is just so open to being intimate again. This isn't going where I think it is it? Daphne. No, that's so wrong. Oh, that's so wrong. Oh, the look on her face as well. She knows. What the fuck?
I'd hoped it was not true. How could I?
No.
You lied to me.
I did not.
No. Sorry, I was trying so hard not to pause. I was just going to let it play out. Are we like almost near the end? When do the credits start? No, we've got another 3 minutes. I'm just going to talk about it now. It's a weird... Can you classify that as rape? Because like they were both... It was wrong. I'm just asking about the classification of the word. Because they both did agree to the intercourse. It was consensual. What was not consensual was that she, like, made him... I don't quite know the correct wording you could use. You probably could use the word rape. I just don't know if it doesn't have the same classification because they both agreed to the intercourse itself. But she definitely took advantage of him. She definitely exploited him there. Like, fucking hell, Daphne. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's like... She has like self-justified that in her head because he lied to her and because he did not tell her the truth. That is completely separate to what you just did, Daphne. What you just did was so fucking wrong in its own right. Even if you take the how disgusting it was to take advantage of him out of the equation, just the simple fact that you would completely disrespect the fact that he doesn't want kids, like that is still a want of his. It's still something he's allowed to think, even if it was a lie to you, even if you weren't given the full truth. That doesn't mean that you can then take advantage and completely eliminate his wants just to fit your wants and needs. That's completely switching it up, and now you're the one who's in the wrong. You know, you've just made yourself the bad guy. So fucking hell, Daphne, that was awful. You shouldn't... I was about to say you should not have done that, but I think it's very fucking clear that she should not have done that. It's not just that, but the look on her face and how, like... How do you even put that? It was like almost like a level of hatred on her face after just doing that to him. It's like, wow. And when he said, how could you? And she said, how could I? It's like, no, Daphne, I understand you're upset and I understand that you're upset you've been lied to and everything. But it is still, how could you? How could you do that to him? And that is not okay in one fucking bit, my darling. So Jesus Christ. We'll see where their relationship goes. I mean, if she does get pregnant off of that alone, then... I guess they're just going to have to accept it. Like, they're in a society where they can't get divorced or anything, but this could ruin their relationship. This could turn into, like, the most miserable marriage, because she's going to, like, hate him for lying to her, and he's going to hate her for what she just did to him. Of all the ways that you could have gone about that, that was the absolute worst.
Cannot and will not are two entirely different things.
I agree, but what you just did was so much worse.
You were the one who insisted on this union. You told me I was enough.
That was before I knew you.
Wow. That's awful.
Thought how it must pain him to know that he will never know what it is to be a father. And I never asked for your betrayal.
Daphne, wow. Oh God, I'm seeing you in a completely different light.
You do not trick the one you love. You do not humiliate the one you love. But I do know one thing. I know that is not love.
I completely disagree with her in, I think, every single way. Let's look at two scenarios here. Let's look at the scenario that he did lie. That is a bad thing. That is a horrible thing to do to your partner. That is something that there should be trust. There shouldn't even be this notion of lying about something that big. And I understand pain in that. Doesn't excuse her actions one little bit. Not a single ounce of that excuses her actions. She can be pissed. She can be upset. She can be angry. That does not mean that you go and take advantage of him. That does not mean that you force him to have something that he has clearly not wanted. You have made it clear what you want in this world. He has made it clear what he wants in this world. Or more so, what he doesn't want. You have just tipped the scales completely in your direction. That is so bad. Like, you didn't even talk to him. You didn't even have a conversation. You just took advantage. That's fucking horrendous. But if we flip it to the side of him actually thinking that she did know, him thinking that it was abundantly clear every time he pulled out that it was something that he was like, oh, how do I put this? Like, he was making a conscious effort to not have a child. It's not that he couldn't, it's just that he didn't want to. If we go down that route, it's even worse. Even worse, because he thought that she thought to herself, I love this man no matter what. Kids apart, I love him, we should be together. And that must have felt so good for him, that must have felt so special, and then she went and did this. Like, fucking hell, Daphne. I have sympathy for her in some regards, nothing when it comes to this.
The ones we love have the power to inflict the greatest scars.
Aww. Yay! Good job going to your friend, Penelope. Yes! Oh, thank God. No matter what's going on between two friends, when something serious happens, you got to be there for each other. That's so sweet.
I have learned that a grave fraud is afoot.
Oh no.
What is it?
Miss Marina Thompson is with child.
Is it Penelope? Is Lady Whistledown Penelope? Because who the fuck else knew that? Of the people that know, let's think. We've got the Featheringtons, we've got the mum, 2 sisters, Penelope, the dad. Maybe the tailor figured it out. Maybe the tailor figured it out with having to do the adjustments and everything, and as a, like, retaliation against Marina, spread the information. That could mean it could be anyone. But if we're talking about, like, anyone who directly knew, and who we know directly knew, and if they, like, would have done it, the only one would be Penelope. So, we'll see.
Our fair city.
Oh, shit. It's over. Everything's over.
But I ask you, can the ends ever justify such wretched means?
No. Not in Daphne's case, in my opinion. I don't think the ends will ever justify the means, but... Anyway, that was an intriguing episode. It went in directions I wasn't expecting, but yeah. So yes, there we have Season 1, Episode 6 of Bridgerton, and we had some intriguing things explored this episode. It's funny. So many parts of the episode, I was, like, really happy with Daphne, and I was, like, really amazed at how, like, kind and good of a person she was, only to end on that note. It was really strange. It kind of does remind you that people are capable of such good and such evil, and that was an act of evil. Let's be real. I don't know if you could class it as rape. I don't know if, like, that term is able to be used in this scenario, because they were two consenting individuals in the act of intercourse. But right at the end, taking advantage of him like that, I suppose you could count it as... Yeah, no, you could, because at that point, he was no longer consenting to what was happening, and she kept going. So yeah, it does class as rape then. My god, wow, Daphne. That was something that I wasn't expecting. I was expecting there to be, like, a big blow-up, like an argument. Like, more of a... How do I put this? Like, more of a big, like, relationship problem. I was not expecting it to just go down the route of her just disregarding his feelings. Disregarding everything. Like, she's been told... She may not have been given all the details. I don't know if she was. We kind of cut away from the conversation with the maid and everything, but... She was given details that he had a awful childhood. That he had a really tough childhood growing up and everything. So to know that and still have absolute zero respect for the fact that he doesn't want children, try and understand. Like, try and actually talk to your partner. Try and communicate. Don't fucking rape him. Like, what the fuck was that, Daphne? So we'll see what happens next episode. We'll see what Simon's thought process is after this. I mean... He must be lost right now trying to understand what happened. I mean, she talks about being betrayed and everything and taken advantage of. My god, to think that you're having, like, an intimate moment with your partner, to think that you're, like, having such a special moment with the woman that you love, the woman who has said that she accepts you in every way. For her then to go and, like, betray one of the main things in your life, like such a huge monumental thing for Simon, not having children. My god, I cannot begin to think where his head's at right now. So I guess we'll just have to see next episode what his response is and everything. But yeah, that was rather disgusting, shall we say. Moving on from that, though, in terms of other parts of the episode, we didn't get... No, we had some advancement for side characters, but it was, like, very focused on the Marina and Colin stuff. And now that the Marina and Colin stuff has kind of exploded, I don't think they're going to be getting together at all. Like, Colin's going to be completely turned off. I mean, he's just found out that she was lying to him this whole time, so it's not going to go any further, in my opinion. So now that that's established, it must have been Colin that I saw on the season 3 promotional material. Because, like, Penelope loves him. That's pretty clear. I know that Penelope is the season 3 lead, so I think it only really makes sense that it must be Colin in season 3, unless I am just reading into it too much and they do bring another man along and this was just, like, childhood infatuation, but we'll see. I remember looking at his face and thinking it looks familiar, but I don't know if I'm making that up in my head, like, you know, like confirmation bias, because we know that Penelope likes him now. But yeah, we'll have to see where that goes. I mean, we are season 2 and Queen Charlotte away from season 3 anyway, so we gotta wait. But yeah, overall, it was a great episode. It was a great episode in terms of, how do I put this? The way that things were done. I liked the exploration of the farmers and the villagers in the countryside and everything, and actually seeing their lives. trying to see Daphne like get down to earth and like try and talk to these people, understand them, respect them, try and help them out. And it was nice that Simon equally was so focused on helping them out after he knew that he had messed up by being away for so long. Even though it's understandable why he wouldn't want to be in that home given his childhood and everything, it's like when you are responsible for those people, it is kind of one of those things that you just have to push past, which does suck. But I'm glad that he does recognize that now and he's actually helping them. But yeah, the ending of the episode is kind of like marring everything. It's like, I feel so icky. I remember, I do have a slight spoiler only in the sense that I remember when we were going into Bridgerton, we had a whole big discussion because some people were concerned about the show and everything. But one thing that was brought up was the way that what was it? It was like the way that a certain situation was handled. And so I'm assuming this might have been that situation. So I'm not looking forward to next episode, only in the sense that I am concerned that it might be like Daphne sided and it might be like Simon apologizing to Daphne or something, which if that happens, that will be fucking wild. But we will see when we get to it. But yeah, that is the one spoiler for the season that I do have, just because we were having a big open discussion before we started the show. So, we will see. If that does happen, I will be very disappointed, but I can't really comment on it until we do see it. Because so far, it's like, yeah, we did see Daphne's side of things and everything, and it did seem like it was not siding with Daphne, we just heard her side of things. I just didn't agree with anything she said. But yeah, with that said, it was a great episode overall. We're going to have to see how everything is handled next time to actually make an informed opinion on it. Because right now, I mean, I've made it clear where I stand. It was a disgusting, horrible act. I don't know if I could forgive Daphne. It's hard because in modern day life, it would probably, in my opinion, lead to divorce. I don't think I could ever trust her again after doing something like that to me, after taking advantage of me, after raping me. Like, fuck no. Get the fuck away from me. Get out of my life. It's just with their life in the world that they live, I don't really see there being an option of divorce, an option of like separation. So we'll just have to see what happens next episode, you know. It's going to suck either way. But yes, with that said, thank you very much for watching. I left a link down below to my Patreon. Be able to find the early and uncut reactions to Bridgerton and all the other shows that I do. Also left a link to my Twitch, my Discord, and my socials. So be sure to follow them if you're interested. And Jess, thank you very much for watching. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.